So, okay, so we're recording. So that way we can get going. Okay, thanks again, you guys, for calling in. I appreciate it. I'm excited about this call because there's a few of you that are going to share some tips, suggestions, things that have worked for you guys on how to present the business opportunity or how to, share the business opportunity, how to talk about it, how to not be scared about talking about the business opportunity, because I know that's the biggest thing. As a new ambassador, when you sign up, that's probably the scariest. The products seem a lot easier to talk about than the business for most of us. And I know it was for me too. And then I quickly learned that just as many people need the business opportunity as they do the products, as we've talked about before, because there are so many people that go to bed at night worrying about, how they're going to pay their electric bill the next morning, or their mortgage, their car payment. I mean, we've all been there probably too. So there are several other people out there that need the health and the financials. So it's just a big thing it's kind of a learned thing, I think, to find what works for you guys on talking to somebody about the business opportunity. And for some people, I have noticed on this team, it's like one is Edith. She's really good about getting people to sign up as an ambassador, and she says she's terrible about getting customers. And so it's neat to see how everybody is so different, at the way they present it and what they talk about. And so I just think this will be a really fun call to get everybody's kind of 2 cents. And I'm gonna let you guys talk, and then I'll have a few tips if you guys don't cover a few things at the end. But my hopes are that this will help some new ambassadors, some old ambassadors. It'll help me for any tips or anything, just so we can go out and kind of talk to our current customers about signing up to become an ambassador, as well as anybody that we talk to. So let's go ahead and get started. And Edith, why don't you go ahead and lead us if you want to, and just give us some tips on kind of what's worked for you, or anything you want to tell anybody out there that might help them on doing this.
Okay. First off, when I tell people about it, I don't really tell them about it as the product side of it. I mean, I tell them how great the product is, but I tell them how I joined. I tell them that I joined to get the best price, and look at what I'm doing now. I'm making money now. I've got this great team. I'm getting to go all these fun places. This is why I do it. And so I lean it toward the you should join side, other than the just buy these products side. That's why I have ambassadors and no customers. So it happens. It happens all the time. I can talk people into joining more often or not than I do when I even talk them into joining, like for Marson. Do you remember Chrissy? And you I said, how many do you need? You're like, I need 1 to go gold. And I'm like, hold on, I'll be right back. And I go over and I'm like, Christy, you need to join under your daughter. And I give her this big spiel, and I get done. I walk back over and I'm like, okay, she's signing up after our meeting tonight.
And that is one big thing I've noticed about Edith when I've been around her, when I went to Utah too, is she is very bold, which is awesome. She's not scared to go talk to people.
I don't agree with that.
Do you hear who's laughing? Yeah, Lisa's my best friend since 4th grade, and she's laughing really loud enough we can hear her.
Yeah, she knows I'm right, and I haven't known you as long as she has. So awesome quality, because I've seen that you're confident. You just walk up to people, you have that confidence, and I think that's huge. I think that is a huge part of it, is when you have that confidence and can walk up to somebody and talk to them about the business and the products. But when you are like that, it's just nothing can stop you. You're just kind of like a bulldozer. Just it's
great. Marson knows. He's like, yes, I know her, and man, I do not like to take her out in public.
No comment.
I know that there's times that he's like, oh, Edith, please just shush. And I know that he thinks this. It doesn't matter.
Okay, Edith. So anything else you have to share on how kind of, tips or anything that it's worked for you?
Yep. Let me kind of look down, because I made a few notes, because I thought, Perfect. You know what, I actually need to think about this, because how do I do it? And so I just a few notes down. then you sign them up to try and keep them going. And this is something that I've been kind of finding lately. Tell them, like, you're going to add them to a bunch of pages. They're not going to know that those pages are even there because they're never going to see a post from it. So you need to tell them which pages you've added them to and tell them to go turn the notifications on so that they can watch those team page notifications on. They'll never see it. And then to friend other Plexus people, because they are your biggest support. They're the ones that they're going to kick you back up in the feed. They're going to be the ones that are going to say, looking great, lady, or, you know, love what this has done for your friend. And then that's going to kick it back up. And so my new people don't understand how I get like 20 likes on a post. And I'll say 2 or 3 of them are they're my not Plexus people. 17 of them are my Plexus friends. So you've got to learn to work with these other people that they may not be your team, but they really are. I feel like we're one big team, and so you need to utilize that, and you need to treat everybody else like they're part of your team too.
Absolutely. Perfect. Great. Okay. That it, Edith? Awesome.
For now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To be continued. Thanks, Edith. Okay. Jimmy, would you like to share with us some of your tips, suggestions for everybody on what works for you in this?
I would. And I would actually like to take Edith in public with me. She can go talk to people and sign them up. I'll steal her from Marcia.
Whenever you're ready, Jimmy.
As long as I have my blankie, I'm good.
Yes. Sarah knows it. She knows.
Yeah,
she knows what it's all about. Not be warm anywhere in a room with me.
If I'm warm, something's wrong.
Because I'm sitting on a pillow over your head.
Nice.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay, well, one of the first thing that I do when I'm talking to somebody is I try to figure out, what products they're looking at. I'm always recommending the triplex if I can get them on that. If they're going to start the triplex or at least be generating 100 PV, then I talk to them about the business. And I've gotten really good lately about keeping it simple. I used to throw out there, okay, this is how much it is retail, this is how much it is preferred, and this is how much that you can get it at wholesale, and you can get it in a welcome pack. And if you order as a customer, you get a 60-day guarantee. If you order as an ambassador, you don't get that guarantee. And can you see how I just kind of probably lost you all on that? Because it's too confusing. So I just tell them how they can get it. I give them an ambassador price. If they seem reluctant, or like maybe they need that 60-day money back guarantee, then I'll lead into the guarantee part of it and let them know that is an option as well. My biggest example that I use is the triplex. I will sometimes tell them that if you order as a customer, it's this much, or you can get it for $99 in a welcome pack. And that comparison right there gets them to sign up as an ambassador more times than not. Looking at my notes here, I already went over part of this. When I do my meetings, I've started using the triplex in there as the example there. When you get to the part where you're discussing the 3 different ways to order, I give them the information on the triplex, how much it is for each, to kind of lead into that. And I've gotten ambassadors that way. I use the pay points as an example. I let them know, my pay points, I have to have 500 pay points to be Ruby. Times $3, that's $1,500 a month on my paycheck. And then I throw Dusty out there. Dusty is a Sapphire ambassador, and she has to have 3,000 pay points. You multiply that by $3 per pay point, and that is insane. And I get goosebumps every time I talk about it, just because, she's my little cousin, and she's actually doing that. So, she is a real person doing that, and I'll tell them how fast she was able to do that too. I will use the income disclosure statement to show them, this is how much I'm making you know, annually doing this. This is how much Dusty's making. This is like where Jeannie is, you know, where she's at and where she's almost at. And I mean, that jump between senior ruby to emerald is, that's crazy in itself. I let them know that they can get commissions off of their own orders. You know, I'm a family of 5, and when I started it, I could not afford the products myself. We literally had to scrape up the money to be able to afford for me to, you know, just get this one accelerator. And now I'm able to pay for all of our products, and I make commission back on those products. So that's awesome too. I let them know, you know, what kind of team support they're going to have with their upline and their sidelines and all the different team pages that we have. And I also let them know that I'm going to work with their why and their goals and what they want out of it. So if they want to take it all the way to the top, I'm going to do everything I can to help them get there. But if they just want $500 extra a month, I'm not going to push them to go diamond. I'm going to help them get extra $500 a month. If they just want to get their products paid for, I'm going to help them do that. And if they, you know, if they just want the cheaper price, I'm going to support them like I am a customer. I do let them know that, you know, it only takes about 3 to 4 preferred customers to get your products paid for. So that's pretty much what I'm doing as far as presenting the business.
Awesome. Thank you, Jimmy. Great information.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of huge points there. A lot of huge points. Okay, let's finish off. I have one more that I wanted her to share her stuff, and that is Sandra was going to share with us some of her little tips and stuff. She's Sandra has kind of done some of this stuff before in a lot of her life, so I kind of wanted her to kind of come in. She does an amazing job with Plexus and with her other businesses and stuff, so I thought she could kind of share some different tips and stuff too for you guys. So go ahead, Sandra, whenever you're ready.
Disclosure first, because I haven't been with Plexus that long. So I have done big things before, but not so much with Plexus at the moment. Everything that Edith and Jimmy has said, I'm doing a lot of, not as bold as Edith is, but I am a very A-type personality, so I'm pretty direct. But I am more like what Jimmy had said. It took me a little while to get this, but if someone's not going to buy $100, or if they are going to buy $100 a month, because I am all about the gut health first, so Triplex as well, it just makes sense for them to sign up as an ambassador versus a preferred customer. And I know that it's important to have them. But if you're looking at this as a business aspect, and a lot of the people I'm talking to are looking at that, I talk to them about the pay points but I relate to it like profit sharing, because in a lot of the people I'm talking to, they relate to that a lot, and it makes them perk up to look at the business side of it. But if you have a preferred customer who is buying $100 a month plus, and they're not an ambassador, you're losing 5 points every month, which when you figure that out, that's kind of my goal. I have a lot of ambassadors. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of ambassadors that are actually looking at the business side of it, because they probably could have been preferred customers. However, the more results they're having now, but I did talk to them the same as you did. It's about understanding, yeah, it's expensive, but if you're paying attention to what you're doing and you find 3 people, your products are going to be paid for. And then why wouldn't you want to get the commission back? Somebody's going to get the commission on your products. Why shouldn't it be you? Why are you letting it go to somebody else? So it's kind of a fear of loss. You know, they don't want to lose something that they don't really understand, but it could be something for them in the future. The other thing that I have had to do, and maybe you guys haven't or didn't in the beginning, but I didn't feel like I had to know everything to go out and talk to everybody. It's kind of like ignorance on fire. It's okay if you are. And I think for anybody going out there to want to network or try to find somebody, what I'm finding is people are afraid to talk because they don't know what they have to say. And I've been telling people, you've got to study. Roxy's on the call here, and one of the things she's done too very well is we've both delved into learning the product. Those are not the things that make you a lot of money, but makes you more comfortable to be able to talk to people. So I had to be a student of Plexus. I had to learn about the pay points, because the pay points then made me realize that if there's a remote chance that that person is business minded, I'm always going to push them to be an ambassador, because they're going to maybe not realize it right then, but I'm doing a disservice to them if I don't have them sign up as an ambassador, because you can work the numbers and say you can get your welcome pack, your $34.95 to sign up. It's going to be a wash by $10, but you get wholesale pricing the rest of the time, so you're going to be in the good after 12 months anyway. So then you have to turn it back around for it to be a positive. It's been a challenge for me, because I look at the number of ambassadors I have, and I want the duplication, and I know it's going to come, but it's not. Jeannie and I've talked about this. I am now going to go and meet with some people who are. You guys have a chicken list? Does anybody have a chicken list that you know you want as a business partner, but you haven't opened your mouth to go talk to them yet? Come on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
We all do. Yeah.
It will all do. So I am now gonna, in fact, I sent a couple of messages out to ask if I can, it's a bad time of the year because I'm in insurance. So end of the year, it's just crazy. But I'm trying to get even coffee just to sit down to, and I'm not asking them to join. I'm going to ask them for them to help me. And I'm going to present it, but these are people that would blow this thing up. And I've been waiting, because in my world, I'm pretty educated. I'm respected in my world after 18 years. However, I don't feel respected yet to go and talk about Plexus. So I'm going to be ignorance on fire. And I'm to that point. It's like, okay, I have to start the year out differently, because I want to be Emerald by the end of the year. Not this year, but 2016 is my goal. So it's not going to happen if I don't open my mouth. So Edith, I may grab you.
I'm ready. I may start renting myself out. All I need is like a motel room, gas money.
I have a spare bedroom.
No,
Oh, I love it.
and a smoking porch.
We'll get you a motel room.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said.
Sandra, thank you. That was awesome. Thank you for the tips. That's what I love, you guys, is all three of you had, some of the same things, but a lot of different things too. And that's what is so awesome about this business, is because each of you have found your strengths of what works for talking with people about the business. And, going from there, as Sandra mentioned, it takes time a little bit to kind of get more comfortable to talk to more of those business-minded people, that you think would just completely run with this, or, like she mentioned. I think that's huge. As she talked about, which her and I visited about, it's huge right now, you guys, because planting seeds for the business, there is no better time. January, February, March, and April are our hugest months, and they explode because of New Year's resolutions. Everybody wants, healthy. They want some weight loss. They want to start exercising, feeling better. They want to change their financial situation. It's huge. So even like Sandra said, right now, visiting with people, meeting with people for coffee is an amazing time to do it right now, because they may not sign up when you leave talking to them about the business opportunity, or like Sandra's going to do, just kind of sharing and asking them for tips for her. But she's planting that seed where probably maybe in a month or 2 or 3 or 4 months or 6 months, that person's going to contact her and say, hey, when we met, I'm ready. It's all about timing for people when they're ready. So planting that seed, and then that person coming to you. And I will tell you, because if you start doing that now, they're going to come and say, I am ready between now and April. I can almost guarantee it. It's huge. So very good point on that, Sandra. And another good point that she made that I love is, not feeling like you have to know everything to go and talk to people as well. And saying, I love this. I did this so much, you guys, when I started, because you guys have so much education and material out there. When Dusty and I started, we had absolutely nothing. So I started a month after her. Tammy was still pretty new. So we kind of went up the line of asking questions. So we just had to kind of get out there and start posting and talking to people. And if they asked us a question, I was texting Dusty, while I'm messaging this person, or on the phone and messaging Dusty, okay, and I would tell that person, look, I'm still new at this. I'm still learning. Let me ask and I'll find out and I'll let you know. If I could find out while I was still visiting with them, I would, but I would tell them I'll get back with you. The best thing I can tell you about that is that was the biggest part of what helped me learn, because I grew so fast by doing that, because I wanted to know more. I was hungry to learn and to know more, and I wanted to answer questions for people. But people have questions sometimes that you may not think about. So that's the best way to learn too, is get out there, and talk to people. And they say, well, what about this? Boom. Then you kind of know how to answer it for the next person. So don't be scared of that. That was a very good point. As we mentioned on here, which was one big thing I was going to mention, was the triplex that Jimmy and Sandra both mentioned, and I'm huge on that as well. And there's a big thing that you can tell people too, when they sign up as an ambassador, say if they want the triplex, okay, they can go to your website as a preferred customer. They can order for $124.95. It's almost $125. If they sign up as an ambassador, it's $133.95, almost say $134. So it's actually $10 for them to join as an ambassador if they order the triplex, because you're looking at $124 versus $134, plus of course tax and shipping. I always throw that in there, but it's only $10 really for them to join. So $10, boom. And then I tell them, look, if you can get 3 to 4 customers that that could possibly use these products, 3 to 4, that will help you get your products paid for, that you can run through your website. Anything above that is cash in your pocket. And that is what's awesome, because people are always thinking, I totally know 3 to 4 people. I mean, America, we are very unhealthy people. So yeah. Unfortunately, that is just the truth. And there's so many people that need the products as well. So that helps them to think, oh gosh, I can get my products paid for, because it's a huge thing. Like Jimmy, I was scraping the bottom to try to pay for that bag of Slim that Dusty made me buy. and after that, I thought, how am I going to do this? And so quickly it paid for itself. So when you help to tell people that, I just think that's huge, because they want to stay on these products. It's the same with our customers. Sometimes customers, they just can't afford to continue. But if you offer them the business opportunity, you're doing them a favor. You're not bothering them. You're doing them a favor because they are feeling better. They want to stay on this. So you tell them, look, you have this opportunity of signing up as an ambassador. Let's sit down and talk about this. Do you know a couple people? And then you can kind of talk about the ambassador part. If they can get, 3 people to join, the power of 3. Look what happens, like Jimmy said, as far as the pay points and all that. Don't overwhelm them, but you just have to take each person individually and for their own situation. So that's exactly those. You guys covered everything else, because those were just a few of the other points that I like to try to kind of make. Does anybody else or any?
I did.
Anyway. Hi, Jed.
I have a question for Jimmy.
Okay.
Because I've watched her do a lot of parties, more than what I do, and you just pushed yourself to Ruby. Yay! How How often do you do parties? How often do you suggest for people to do parties?
You know, a lot of it depends on my ambassadors and, you know, if they're willing to do a party, if I can get them to do one. Here in Payson, I've been trying to do just a small meeting at my house, like once a month. At least once a month. I've done it twice a month. Payson is a little different than most places, and I can see Jeannie about to laugh. It's really, really hard to get people to come to a meeting here. So if I have it in my house, they're more likely to come than if I have it at another location. But my feeling is if I can get 1 or 2 people at my house to sit down and listen to me talk about this, then it's a success because I almost always get through to them. So it's completely not a waste of my time. It's not costing me any money to do them here. Arizona is just, I don't know if you have that issue as far as it being difficult to get.
We do.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's hard to even get ambassadors to meeting here. When I went to New York, oh my gosh, it was a breath of fresh air. It was, all the ambassadors came and they brought people with them. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah. In Payson, it's just, I think in Payson's even more of a struggle. I think because, you know, Plexus has gone through here quite a bit, but I still do good with the business here. So, you know, I would try at least monthly. Try to do monthly meetings at least. I wish I could get everybody else to do it.
I know.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Payson sounds like Canab.
Yes.
It does.
It sounds like her.
Yeah. Right now, I put something out on my team page today recommending for them to get some parties together, you know, like a, what did I call it, Jeannie? A New Year, New You party?
Yeah.
I can't even remember where
Real close.
I've had that like set in my phone to suggest that. So we'll see what they do. You know, some are, like I said, some are really small, only a couple of people show up, but then like Summer had one and she got 22 people in her house.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
We need to find out what someone did.
I will tell you what Summer did. She said, if I tell my friends that I have wine, they will come.
I'm telling you, it works.
You just have
Parties at my house. I have wine.
I do too.
I'm all
I don't really have wine. Sarah, bring the wine.
We have 2 racks full.
Yep, that's huge. Any other questions, you guys, comments, or anything on any of you guys, other people that can think of anything, or anything that you guys want to add to anybody else to help people that will be watching the recording or anything on, you know, tips of talking about the business opportunity or anything in general to help them?
You know what? I actually have something.
Okay, go for it.
You know, the simple training that Dusty threw out there to all of us. I looked at that and I thought about, you know, all of these ambassadors that I've got that maybe they had intentions of working the business, or maybe they didn't, but, you know, they're getting results now. So I made up a little message that I sent out to all of my ambassadors last week, just saying, you know what, I'm like taking a breath and I'm refocusing right now. And, you know, I'm really seeing what the business opportunity is all about. And if you are interested now, or, you know, if you're ready, let me know and we can start some training. And out of everybody that I've sent that to, and I only sent it to my level 1s, I didn't send it out to my other levels, but I have 4
to ask you that.
Yeah, I have 4 that took me up on it and are doing the training now.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's like 4 new ambassadors that weren't worth anything to you before, so that's good.
Yep. Thank you, Jenny.
And one of them, I had dinner with her when I was in Flagstaff this weekend, And she's like, oh my gosh, it only takes me like 5 minutes a day to post. I wish I realized it wasn't that time consuming. So yeah, I'm really glad that I sent those messages out.
Yeah. And I will tell you guys, because Dusty's training, it is so amazing, because we visited a little bit before, and our goal is to get everybody, like all of us, working more as a team, a team, as Dusty's team, our team, everybody together, and kind of implementing the same type of training down. So it's so easy and duplicatable too, and so that our ambassadors, like Jimmy said, are not overwhelmed with all this information, that we're trying to give to them, because there's so much different information, and we all have our own way of doing it, which is great too. And that's fine if you guys want to do that. This is just a suggestion, but it's an easy way. And I will tell you, I sent it out to my 3 new ambassadors last month, and others like Jimmy, and it was so effective, and they loved it. And I loved the feedback. It was some of the best feedback. Plus, it took the pressure off of me a little bit of having to go through my checklist and remembering everything. And it was just, they can watch the video, get back with me the next day. It's really great. So yeah, I'm really encouraging everybody to, watch those 2 videos of Dusty's, listen to that product video. I love her product video. And, just implement them in. So, but yeah, thank you, Jimmy. That's another good suggestion for that.
I was another thing on doing the meetings.
Yes.
I've gotten a lot of feedback lately from my friends that have decided to join. I've had several tell me one of the reasons why they want to join is because they see I'm out doing meetings, and I'm here and there, and I'm excited about it. And they have no clue if maybe nobody showed up to my meetings. They just saw me on a pretty little flyer and wanted to be an ambassador. So
that's a good point. I love it.
Yeah. So that's an added plus to doing meetings, guys.
It is, Jimmy. And you mentioned something too, was the excitement. And that's huge, because people see your excitement, and just, that is so contagious with people. And I think that's huge. Just like Edith, when she walks up to somebody and she's bold, but she's excited, she's confident, she's, and people react.
Annoying.
That. No, not at all. I love it. People react to that, and it's just amazing. It's amazing when you have that confidence, and it's not something that everybody has. So that's why I am so huge on the self-development books, and read as much as you can.
I have that in my notes to tell you. I'm different now than I was a year ago.
See, that's awesome.
And I was annoying then, but now I'm annoying with a purpose. I've read, and I've kind of geared myself to what I need to know.
Love it.
And so when I talk to someone, I can talk to them with a little bit more like knowledge about the business, period, just about the, this business, the way it works, knowledge about, tell your aunt to stop.
Stop, Tina.
She's been waiting for that online. I told her I was going to put bubble gum over her thing so that I couldn't see her. I just think that knowing and that keeping up on things, and that's why with new ambassadors, if you tell them to go in on those pages while they're excited,
yes,
then they'll see the posts coming in, and they'll kind of stay excited to where a lot of them don't even know you've added them to 10 pages. They may come to your page once in a while, and they may come to like yours and Dusty's. Other than that, they don't even realize that the rest of those are out there. Yeah. And at first, I didn't tell them to do that. I've just barely started doing that because I realized that I've marked it that way, but they haven't. And so they're not seeing Plexus in their feed. The only Plexus they see is me post something once in a while, or one of their friends. They're not seeing the whole picture because they haven't gone and friended a lot of people. So they need to get into the business right off the bat.
Right.
So, and that would really help them, and then that would keep them pumped and keep them excited about it.
Right. Because the first 72 hours are the most critical. And it's funny because I have learned too, that we can't expect everybody to know just how to go onto Facebook and do what you said as far as saving those pages to their favorites. I've had several people when I sign them up, and I have to physically show them where their page is on Facebook. I didn't know when I first joined Plexus, and I forget that, you know, so we have to kind of pretend, and if they do know, great, but it's better to not assume and let them know, you know, and tell them how to save it to their favorites and give them all those little tips. It's a lot. That's why Dusty's training has helped relieve a lot of that for us, and we can focus on some of this other stuff that we need to implement in for them, just like that, Edith. So that's a very, very good point. I think that's strong and huge. And because the excitedness is when, and their first post, when they have, my ambassadors that I signed up this last month have done amazing with some of their first posts and just the excitement, and it's neat, you know, because that's when they have that, and then they get their first customer. We all remember our first customer. We all remember our first ambassador. I mean, that is like the most happiest day, you know? So it's great. You know, we want to help them be there. So yeah, awesome. Okay, you guys, well, I want to let you guys get back to your families, but thank you guys. This is an amazing call. I hope it will help some other people that are going to watch the recording tonight. And any comments, you know, anything you guys think of after the call, add to when I post the recording. You know, we'll just kind of continue to try to help. And like I said, you guys, any suggestions, things you want to talk about on the training, let me know, because I like to include you guys to kind of help with this, because I think this really helps everybody to hear it from, you know, several different people. So anyways, well, thank you guys. If there's no other questions, we'll call it a night. And okay, everybody's raising their hands. So all right. All right, well, I'm going to stop.
Thank you.